Hello friends, my name is Bahroz and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will talk about what is Walmart's Manager Employee Assessment Test and how you can go about acing it. Essentially, this is a test to kind of screen the candidates who have applied for a managerial role in Walmart. It assesses a candidate's ability to perform day-to-day tasks at Walmart, and second, the candidate's suitability and adaptability to the values that Walmart has. So for you to ace this particular test, you need to be compatible with Walmart's values and also be someone who can show that they are able to perform well at their duties when they will join the organization. So in today's video, I will be talking about what is the structure of the test that you can expect, how you can go about acing it, and what are the kind of sample questions you can expect to receive in the test. So we will be talking all about this in this particular video. Now, before we move forward, I have two special asks for you. One is, in case you find any value from this video, please press the like button, as this keeps me motivated and helps me improve the quality and the quantity of content that I post on this channel. And secondly, which is more importantly, please press the subscribe button as well in case you've not subscribed to the channel already. On this channel, I post content pertaining to how you can go about achieving career and financial success, which is in case you're interested in rising up in your career and also getting wealthy, this channel is right for you, and hence smash that subscribe button. Now, essentially speaking, the test is broken down into 5 sections. The first section is work with associates, which is a situational judgment test where you will be evaluated on a range of most effective to least effective, and you will be judged based on how you go about interacting with team and with customer service. So your involvement with team, your interaction with team, and your interaction with customer service. It essentially evaluates candidates as to how they go about managing day-to-day or everyday managerial situations and how they line up or they are in sync with Walmart's core values. So it will be judging the candidates based on these two things. How do you go about managing everyday situations, and how compatible are you to the core values of Walmart? The next section is run your business, where the candidates are evaluated as to how good they are in terms of making decisions using data, charts, tables, and all such analysis. Also, how they go about prioritizing tasks. Focus is on managerial decision making and not just mathematics altogether. So the idea is, how do you go about making decisions with the data and the information that is provided to you? So it's not about measuring how good you are in mathematics, as against it is about how good are you in interpreting data, coming up with insights in order to make decisions. The next section is manage your day. Here the candidate is presented with a list of tasks and scenarios that they need to prioritize. Here actually the test is trying to judge or evaluate whether the candidate has capability, skills with regards to delegation, prioritization, time management in order to manage their daily operations effectively. The next section is tell us your story. Here the test is evaluating the candidate's background, their skills, their career. It helps determines whether the candidate's experience, their background, their personality is a good fit for the Walmart culture. The last section is describe your approach, which evaluates candidates' work style, their management approach using different questions in order to gauge their consistency and compatibility with Walmart's core values. Now let's talk about how you can go about acing this test. Number one is you need to make yourself familiar with Walmart's core values, which are service to the customer, respect for the individual, striving for excellence, and acting with integrity. Your answers should reflect these values. So whatever answer you will give should be reflecting these values in one form or the other. So hence you should be choosing the answer which is more closer to any of these values which I have called out. Second is you need to practice some situational judgment tests. Again, the idea is the more you practice, the better you will get at this test. By the way, with regards to practice, what I've done is I've sifted through the web in order to find out whether there is a test online which mimics the original Walmart managerial assessment test. And there is one test that I found, for which I will leave the link in the description of this video. I highly recommend you check it out and make sure you practice a couple of times the practice tests that are available on that website for you to become better at this test. The third important pillar with regards to getting better at this test is developing data interpretation skills, which is your ability to read numbers, charts, tables, for you to come up with insights and be able to make decisions using that data, that information that is given to you. Again, the practice test that I recommended would certainly help you, but you need to get much better and more comfortable with numbers and how you can make use of numbers in making decisions. When it comes to prepare your story section, the idea here is to reflect on your background, your experience, your skills, your career. So make a list of key achievements that you've achieved in your past life, the key roles that you've worked on, and what were the key achievements in each of those roles, any skills that you've developed. So kind of make a stock of all those skills, those achievements, and list them down in front of you. They should be written down in front of you before you even go in the test. So you don't have to recall your memory while you're appearing the test. Rather, you can just look at the notes that you've taken, and using that note or those notes that you've taken, you can simply answer the questions which come your way. Last but not the least, time management is very important because the test will be timed and you need to finish the test in a particular deadline, with a particular deadline or in a particular time. And hence it is important that you practice the test when you go and practice based on the time. And that is why I highly recommend that you should go online and commit to a practice test, because the practice test will not only help you with regards to different kind of questions, let's say data questions or personality questions, rather it will also help you getting familiar with the test format, the timer, where will be the timer, how the questions will come up, what kind of questions will show up. So you get familiar with all of this. This saves a lot of time, because if you're not prepared, if you're not familiar with the test, the moment you go and appear on the test, you'll realize that first couple of seconds or minutes are being consumed for you to get familiar with the format itself. So the brain capacity should be used all in all to answer the question, as against getting familiar with the format. You should be familiar with the format even before you appear in the test, and hence for that it is important that you practice and do or take an online practice test. I highly recommend it. It will improve your skills, it will make you familiar with the test, and hence will improve your time management skills as well. Now let's get rolling into some sample questions, just for you to have an idea what kind of questions you should expect in each of these sections, and more importantly, how you can go about answering them. So let's start rolling into the questions. The first question, which is of work with associate, you find out that your department had an angry customer who had been to another Walmart that did not have an item that the website said they had in stock. The customer has come to your store hoping to find the item, but it was not on the shelves. One of your associates tracked down the item the customer was searching for and retrieved it for her. In response, the customer has called in a positive review praising the associate. What are you most and least likely to do? A. Thank your associate and ask her to brainstorm with you to find ways to avoid these situations and make sure the shelves are properly merchandised. B. Thank your associate and tell them to keep it up. C. Ask the associate to explain to the rest of the team how they handle the situation. D. Thank your team for preventing a complaint and tell them to keep up the good work. Here you'll need to find the most effective and least effective. What you can do is you can also use power of elimination. So which one is the worst? D seems to be the worst one, which is thank your team for preventing a complaint and tell them to keep up the good work. This is like bare minimum. And so D amongst all is the one which is least effective, and the most effective is A, where you just don't thank the associate, but you also work with them, you brainstorm with them how we can avoid the situation in future. So that is like taking an extra step going forward and making sure that this issue is not repeated. So not just thanking the associate, but making sure that there is a permanent solution to this, so this issue is not repeated again. Second section is run your business. So here the question I have, the sample question, you have been given the following sales data for the past month. Based on this data, which area should you focus on to improve the store's overall performance? Product category, sales, returns, profit margin. So electronics is the product category, $20,000 is sales, $3,000 is return, and 10% is margin. And so on and so forth. You're given data for 4 categories: electronics, clothing, groceries, and furniture. Here the focus will be on improving the profit margin of the electronics category, since it has a significant volume of sales but a low profit margin compared to other categories. And if we improve this, because the sales volume is high and the margin is low, we will be able to make more profit because we will be able to benefit on a bigger sales base, and hence electronics would be our focus area. Also here we see the returns are high as well. So again, electronics needs more focus, so the returns can be reduced, margin can be improved. Third section is manage your day. Rank the activities from the most urgent to the least urgent, with 1 being most urgent and 4 being the least urgent. A. You notice that one employee routinely calls in or is late on Wednesday shifts. B. When you came into work, you noticed the employee break room was messy and cluttered. C. You have been made aware of an associate who is routinely bullying newer team members into completing his tasks while he does nothing. D. You see a customer that needs help and no associate in that department. Now, which one will you act first? The first piece is the customer, because customer is most important. So you will focus on the customer first, which is D. Second, you will focus on fixing the employee issue where there is being bullying done, so you fix that. Then third would be A, which is handle punctuality issue, and last one would be B, which is cleaning up the room, which would be least of the priority. Again, it's important, but it's least of the priority. Section number 4 is tell us your story. Which of the following best describes your past work experience? I have frequently led teams and managed projects. I have worked independently with little supervision. I have primarily been a team member supporting large initiatives. I have worked in customer services roles. There is no correct answer here. It depends on your actual experience. So the idea here is to be honest and reflective of your true background. Again, there is no right or wrong answer. The idea is to select as many as possible because they are all good stuff that Walmart would be looking to have in a candidate that they're trying to hire. Last section, which is describe your approach. Sample question is choose the statement that best describes your work style. A, I prefer to make decisions quickly to keep the workflow moving. B, I take my time to gather all necessary information before making a decision. C, I rely on my team to provide input before finalizing a decision. D, I often wait for others to make the first move before deciding. Here again, I would go with the power of elimination. I will eliminate D, which seems like the least good option. I often wait for others to make the first move before deciding. Also, I will remove C. I rely on my team to provide input before finalizing. It kind of shows that you don't have strong decision-making skills. It's primarily A or B. I prefer to make decisions quickly to keep the workflow moving. And B, I take my time to gather all necessary information before making a decision. I think both of them or either of them would be good. For me, I would be selecting B. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully, after watching this video, you now understand what to expect in Walmart's management employee assessment test and how you can go about acing it. Again, very important that you practice this test. And in case you find value from this video, I'm sure you'll find value from another video, which primarily if you clear this test, you will move into the interview stage and it will help you with the interview, which is how you can go about controlling your nerves in an interview. You can check it out here. Secondly, how you can go about introducing yourself in an interview. You can check it out here. Thank you.